If you want proof, then I'll provide it. I'm transmitting several classified Tal Shiar files to your ship now. Read through them, analyze them yourself, and then you'll see the truth. Titan and his kind are terrorists and a threat to the survival of the Romulan people. After that, I hope you'll reconsider your options. The Tal Shiar are trying to help the Romulan people, and you should be fighting for us. We've been fighting for you all this time.
Okay, Tradecraft. Decipher Tal Shiar files, access library files in your ship's ready room. Okay, so let's go for it. So we'll go into the onto the bridge where we went a little earlier, but we've gone back there here now as part of the mission. Come on, machine. And away it goes. Okay, so we're on our ship. Through into the ready room and using the ship's computers. Right, decrypt the Tal Shiar files. 3 files uploaded. Chelkop intelligence file, Veronat intelligence file, Kinkuza intelligence file. Okay, so Chelkop file. Titan has a personal relationship with Loratrix, the leader of the colony and the Chelkop system. They work together in a Reman mining colony. Weapons present at the colony were the property of the terrorist militia helping Titan. These follows break away from the legitimate government of the Romulan Star Empire. The weapons, these weapons were being stored by Loratrix at Titan's personal request. On Stardate 86105.6 and 86118.8, Titan contacted Klingon intelligence. These communications dealt with the targeting Romulan Star Empire and Federation colonies for terrorist acts. Check statements against what's in the ship's library. Right, work together discrepancy. There are no records of Titan and Loratrix having worked together at any Reman mining colony. Check Reman Mining Cooperative roster of workers. There's Loratrix. No record exists for a worker by the name of Titan. Check Reman Mining Cooperative roster of management. No record for Loratrix, no record for Titan. Check Reman Mining Cooperative visitor logs. Loratrix, no record. Titan. Here we go. Temporary visitation visa was issued by Romulan Mining Cooperative. Titan is listed as a member of a group of mediators brought into the mining facility by the warden to assist with the negotiations during violent worker uprising. Titan and other mediators were successful in ending the revolt after negotiating a new agreement between the workers and management. Change wording of original Tal Shiar file. Change work together to negotiated a settlement. Yeah. Right. Examine terrorist acts. Okay. Check. There's no evidence contacted Klingon intelligence regarding terrorist act. Check medical reports on Arenali colonies. Shullcock, 10 causes of flu, 4 broken bones, 2 lacerations. Cursor, 5 plasma burns, 2 cases of heat stroke, 1 pregnancy, 6 deaths from battle. 12 cases of malnutrition, 1 animal attack, 2 cases of Virgilian, 2 cases of dehydration, 2 broken bones, 1 punctured lung. Few aid requests made by Shullcock colony. Shullcock to Romulan water, agriculture and medicine. Shullcock to Klingon industrial applications insecticide. Shullcock to Starfleet weapons parts, weaponry. Shullcock to Federation Council, solar panels, water purifiers. Crime logs from Ariani colonies. Crime logs from Ejong, domestic violence, theft, smuggling, assault. Cursor, public intoxication, attempted murder, trafficking in controlled substances, attempted sexual assaults, murder, Australia's arson, theft, vehicle theft, damage to private property. Change wording. Terrorist act, medical test, no, not in line, okay. Change the wording. Right. That don't make sense. Aimed at Romulan militia targets. Okay, yeah. Romulan, not. Open the Virinet. Using intelligence provided by Java, the Dira travels to Virinet, site of the Romulan colony that was Java reports the colony was front. Okay, that's the mission reports. Turn to file menu, open Virinet. Titan smuggled a large number of crates into Virinet by routing them through unmonitored systems. Crates were determined to be carrying weapons meant to be used by the inhabitants of Virinet. Titan's terrorist organization, the Romulan Republic, assisted in the construction of Virinet colony. During the construction, this organization concealed hidden compartments and rooms into many of the colony's structure to facilitate smuggling and illegal weapons sales. Inside the cut repair facility, there were machinery linked to biological weapons manufacturing. Yeah, Titan and the Romulan Republic have also allocated significant resources to accumulate intelligence on the Klingon Empire. Most of this information is related to Klingon Empire colony locations and defences. Right, crates were determined to be carrying weapons to be used. Examine the weapons discrepancy. Check medical supplies. 2 cases were from First City to Kronos to Galanad Station. 4 cases of Mepatran shipped from Deep Space K7 to Donatro. 1 case of Melanex and 1 case of Dermaline shipped from Virinet to Rishana. 5 cases of Treveline shipped from Deep Space K7 to Starbase 39 Sierra. Right, Virinet. 250 pounds of raw honey purchased by Rishana, 2 tons of Osel purchased by Quark Enterprises, vat of lager nectar purchased by Coltrane and Irons, 1 ton of vinarine purchased by the Romulan military. Check status of ships leaving Virinet. SS Nattermeyer purchased goods from Quark Enterprises, delivery of medical supplies with building supplies, picked up sensors detected increase in warp drive efficiency when vessel left Veronat. Purpose undetermined. Ship parts? Yeah. Check intercepted transmissions key phrases. Approach them with our proposal. Need to know more before approaching. No reason to trust them yet. Mindset of the High Council to Nate Janara. Extreme danger situation. Check sensor logs. Routine maintenance, no malfunction. Sensor probe destroyed in Nergon. Sabotage detected in cursor. System array failure. Check financial information. Income index, expenditure index. Income index, expenditure index. Political climate. Okay. Intelligence file. Tal Shiar has stopped a raid against one of its facilities in the Faban system. Prisoners captured will be transferred to the Kaz system penal colony. Several members of the raiding party remain unidentified or dead in a state where identification is impossible. However, one of the prisoners captured in the raid has been identified as Rina Kev, a known member of Titan's terrorist organization. The prisoners captured during the raid at the Tal Shiar facility of the pavement system have been interrogated. Preliminary results questioning have yielded credible information connecting them with the plot to assassinate the Empress. Whoa! Right. Check ship flight logs for the Rator system. Royal Transport. Right. Right. Start a revolution. Check anti-Tal Shiar there. Freedom from tyranny. Free elections and removal of the Emperor's killers among us. Demands war crimes of the trials for Tal Shiar leadership. Romulan Star Empire no more. Should join it. The Federation as independent states. Abductions. Summary. Alien abductions from Romulan Paris. Communist Manifesto. Ancient. Okay. Black market job listings. Sheltok sold weapons, defended police forces for brutality, instituted anti-weapons law, contracted third party for protection. Case.
Captain, we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself. Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Mera on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
Okay, to Drozana Station. Let's leave the bridge and set course. It seems wrong not to be able to set course from the bridge. Seems very wrong, to be honest. While we're waiting, just checking to make sure our traits are in place. There's the Drozana Station. An interesting space station. Here we go. Drozana Station is an old Federation deep space station located in the midst of the Federation Klingon neutral zone. Over a century of warfare has taken its toll on the station, which has changed hands many times. It is currently a dilapidated trading hub managed by Ferengi. So we're close to the station until we're hailed. Oh, other ships are arriving in the station, in the system.
Welcome to Drozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you
Hello,
for it.
Fuzzy Bunnies. Yeah, it is a great guy, is this one. Docking at the station. And let's give Fuzzy Bunnies a shout out. Fuzzy Bunnies is a great streamer. I watch him quite a bit doing Star Trek Online, but he does other stuff as well. So, what's he saying? Devoted husband, tyrannical father, photographer and gamer, not forgetting student. And when they're not busy ruling the household with an iron fist, they're sailing the digital seas with World of Warships, grinding personal challenges and dropping knowledge bombs like they're going out of style. Yeah, he's honest for a Ferengi, which isn't saying much. At least he warns you he's going to charge you. What he doesn't warn you is he's going to drop the items to break it anyway. Right, so somewhere around here is the commander. There she is. So we'll talk to the commander.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, the AI is getting very accurate at
Buy
times.
another drink. Maybe it'll bring you
Right,
good luck.
can I ask your opinion on some Tal Shiar files?
Tal Shiar files. I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
Here are... would you care to explain the tyrannical father, though? They're all lies. So is that your explanation, that they are lies?
What
Here
sort
are
of
the files.
information do you
Watch the
need?
wheel.
Personally,
it's not
I
the
regard
AI
anything
that's
given
lying
to you
then.
by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
I need to fact check these documents. Some of the information in them doesn't seem
How
to
are you
line
gonna
up.
spend your winnings?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Share Cheltok intelligence file.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together? On a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing
This
weapons
could
for
be your
Deton?
day.
Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And this section about Deton working with Klingons to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Empire would do such a thing. The Klingons may be warlike, but they won't engage a civilian target without a reason. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Didn't make sense to me either.
According to my records, Deton was in contact with the Klingon Empire, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Alright. Can you cross-reference this file with our intelligence to gain some context?
Deton was talking to the Klingon Empire about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Empire. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the High Council broke off aid talks.
Right.
And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets, although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. The Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack.
Hang on a minute, you called it an enemy colony earlier, but never mind.
Also, I think it was a coincidence that Deton and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent. The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
What should do you make of all these changes?
I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Right, can I show you another file?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Okay, the Kintuthalza. Intelligence file.
I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
I saw discrepancies as well.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
Can you cross-reference this file with our intelligence to gain some context?
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for. We have, however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there, but we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose. Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system. But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear. We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently, a small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody. Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys passed through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
What do you make of all these changes?
Did Deton know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
Can I show you another file?
We can do that.
Right.
Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
The very nuts.
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications.
I don't know what to believe.
Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Viranot before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
Can you cross-reference this file with our intel to provide context?
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Viranot. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian
Ready
site.
to get lucky?
Of course, because the people at Viranot risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Viranot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant disease and deprivation for your people.
Great uniform.
So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Viranot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident. And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire, but we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates. Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened
What's
by
the
people
harm in
like
a
you.
little friendly wager?
But a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
Okay, what do you make of all these changes?
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not
Latin
tear
is a
them
girl's
down.
best friend.
Can I show you another file?
We can
Tell me.
do that. Show me what you have and what parts
Right.
of them are troubling you.
What do you make of all this?
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Thank you for your help.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth. If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
Okay, observation level, eh? Right. I wasn't aware there was an observation. Haha, this is the observation level.
I wasn't
Fine.
expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
I'm ready to join you and the Tal Shiar.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Mostly, but I'd like to go over the data. I want to go over the data you sent. Need assurances that it's genuine.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
See you there. Right, before we leave Trozana Station, we should consult Commander Telmera. She might have some more information about the airs. Okay, so
Was there something you needed?
do you know anything about the AHAS system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
So the AHAS system.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Can you contact Starfleet and organize that for me?
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends. Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
If you run into any roadblocks, talk to Captain Harbison, who's proven himself a worthwhile ally. Right. So we shall disappear to the Azhar system. Azhar. All this messing around with spies and so on.
Welcome to Trozana.
We've just come off your system. So we're leaving. Right, okay, so let's leave system. And away into space, into warp. Right, it's no distance at all, if I remember rightly. Right, do we have anything that needs to be fitted? Because we could be going up against, well, almost certainly we are. So I'm not seeing any better weapons. So that's no real better, not really better. With cannon boat. No, there's nothing much going on there that's better. This is interesting, but right, okay, so here we are. Continue RSVP. In we go.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
Fair enough. Right, just going to go. Actually, it's hydrazine only, that's not much. So let's beam board. What's that one? No, that could be interesting. Nah, let's just beam board. Running out of time. In it goes. There we are.
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Right. Hello there.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Tovin and I would like to work more closely with you, but first I need to go over some of this data with you.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Of course not. Right.
This cannot be right.
What can't be right?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
We should check another file. Talk to
But
each
I
other.
thought,
What's wrong?
these recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
We still have one more file to check. Here we go.
Has this file been tampered with?
What do you mean?
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
I promise you, I didn't change anything. Were you expecting someone else to join us? Okay. Nice of you to giving me opportunity to put stuff down. Before we talk. Right, let's talk.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky. That's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
I'm not going anywhere with you. They really shouldn't have
We need
allowed
to
me.
get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar...
Really shouldn't have put that on me. Torvin went very quickly, and I want to get rid of the tribble from my inventory before anything goes on. You'll have my food otherwise. Right. Torvan.
We need to get out of here and return
Three
to our
to beam
ship
up.
before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal
Of
Shiar.
course I changed the Tal Shiar's, because I've got this remote access onto the Tal Shiar. Of course I did it. Right. We know there's at least one Tal Shiar ship, two Tal Shiar ships, because no doubt Java's ship is properly under Tal Shiar control. Come on. Just a little bit further to get to the 100. What did you do to change the files, though?
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
You'll need more than just that one ship to take me down. Ooh, promises, promises. Ooh, there's a few there.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
You didn't think I'd show up here all alone, did you? Okay, ready to decloak at our signal. Send that subspace burst. Some Defiance and some major warbirds. Get rid of some of the lighter ones first, and then pack as much of them punch as the heavier ones, so they can be taken down. I really do need to change that skill though. That's the command ship taken out.
Target shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
Come on.
Captain, Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW Daewoo. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
We'll just go for that rubidium before we do that. Now let's get rid of Charva. There we go.
Welcome
Right,
aboard.
mine at all with
Tal
right.
Shiar prisoner?
Puerto Rico has got a fair bit of firepower.
This way, please. I'll leave you to it.
I'm sorry it's come to this, Charva. Hope you can see now that Tal Shiar is...
No, they're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong. Just like Deton has done to you.
Sorry you feel that way. It's time to go, Torvin.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
I'm afraid you might be right.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Okay, let's go. Depart system. Yeah. Mino is a glass cannon. It's got massive firepower, but
You've done
yeah.
commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they've been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proving to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
Yeah, it's a lovely boat. Right, okay, so we have
Time is
finished
short.
that.
Congratulations, Centurion.
It's a fake! Accolade, it's a fake!